There are 6 versions of the law of cosines. Try just to get one version. Make sure you got your calculator, okay? I'll finish it. Requires that you drop it on the paper. We'll look at it. What you got?
C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB.
Oh, I remember.
It's my awful demo. Starts with the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Subtraction, that's the kicker. This is what most people miss. Okay. There's 2 other versions of this. You only need to know one. You only need to know one, but there are 2 other versions. What are they? Write them down. You have 15 seconds. Go. All right, hit me.
B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2AC plus
A equals A squared plus what?
C squared
Okay, sorry. I thought you said B. All right, sorry. Keep going.
minus 2AC cosine B.
All right, last one. A squared. Keep going. You guys are like dying on me.
Minus 2BC cosine alpha.
Okay. They're all just variations. They're all just variations. So if you remember, we did, I guess it was Friday maybe, we did that whole thing with proving triangle congruency. We did side, angle, angle, side, all those. We did that on Friday, I believe. And we said that if you have HL, what process should you use to solve? What method? Law of sines, law of cosines, or SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA is by far the easiest way to go. All right, and then we did law of sines on Friday. And which 2 triangle congruency methods or situations, I guess, are you going to do for law of sines? Angle, side, angle, and
Side angle side.
Angle, side. If you know 2 angles, you know the third, do you not? If you know 2 angles, you know the third. So if you know all 3 angles, then you automatically know an opposite side. Okay, so there's 2 remaining. There's 2 remaining congruency methods, I guess you could say. What are they?
Side,
Side, and yeah, side, and what is it?
side angle.
Side, angle, side. Okay. How many angles do you know? None. How many angles do you know? 1, not 2 or 3. You can't make any assumptions about what the other 2 angles are. Here, in law of sines and law of cosines, 1, 2, 3 sides. Yes? 1 angle. So let's do an example of what this looks like. Make sure that you are in degrees, which you should be. You should be in degrees from homework. Doesn't hurt to double check. Solve the triangle. What's it mean to solve the triangle?
All angles and sides.
Find all angles, find all sides. Okay, and remember, my triangles are never. Okay. Try with ABC.
Okay.
Was it you guys that was saying their teacher in middle school used wrote a story using all the different letters of the triangles? Like pet, dog, cat, sit, and then there would be a story within the triangles. But obviously wasn't you. All right, give me a better one than X, Y, Z, or ABC.
Count.
These are so boring.
What do you want us to do?
Car, dog.
L looks
What's wrong?
like
Wait. What did you say, Kavi?
I did.
Wait, I think Kavi just said something about what my L looks like. Did you, Kavi, say your L looks like something? Notice that he just stopped. Kavi graded your test over the weekend. This is perfect handwriting compared to yours. You don't have any right to comment at all. No right to comment at all about my my handwriting. Okay, let's do. How about 22 degrees? And let's just start not so bad. 10 and how about I need a number less than 10, please.
2.
6.
I was thinking 6 too, but that seems kind of boring.
7.
You only have one option for where you're going to start. Can you use the law of sines? No. With the law of sines, you need to know an angle. Great. And its opposite side. I don't know side L. I know side M, but I don't know angle M. I know side N, but I don't know angle N. No law of sines, which means you are forced to use law of cosines. Okay, where do you start? Where should I start?
Elsewhere.
Yeah. I need to find side L first. I need to find side L first. You guys chose terrible letters. L? Like, how am I going to make that look? I recommend you write the formula down for yourself so you don't do any plug-in incorrectly later. I recommend you write out the formula first, and then it's a straight plug-in. You'll make less mistakes, I promise. Don't forget to square root it. Don't forget to square root it. Figure it out. Compare with your neighbor. Nearest 10. Nearest 10. Say it again. 7 off says 5.0.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Mrs. McGurk?
I'm here to grab Clara. Her mom is in the office to pick her up. Hello, friends.
You're on candid camera.
No, I feel like the camera's that way. I feel like I'm okay. But I could get up there and do a little. No. Oh, if you're looking extremely afraid. If you're like, oh, I know that woman. I know her antics. What are we doing?
Law of cosine.
Soak a toe, people.
review.
Extremely important. Extremely important in your life.
It is, especially when you have to tutor your son. All right, what do we got? 5.0, you said? This is a straight plug-in. The next question is, Ms. Babiak, do I have to put the 0.0? Yeah, if you need it for the placeholder. So if I tell you to round to the nearest 10, then that is 5.0. You're storing it in your calculator. Store it in your calculator because when you find the remaining information, you're going to lose points if it's rounded incorrectly. What do you want to find next? You have a choice.
Can we do law of science now?
Well, that's a good question. Can we do law of science now? Do you want to use law of science? You have to be careful. I'll show. Yeah, no. I'll show you why. Okay, what do you want to find next? M or N? Just tell me which one.
And
N? We're gonna go for M. So here's what's gonna happen. Like that triangle, isn't that great? All right, so we're gonna find M. So we know that side M is 6. We know this is 22, and we know this is 5.0. What just happened here? No. This is, we have that, I know that N is 10, but we're finding M. You chose to find M. Agreed? You don't need side N to find M. I do not need side N because now I have an angle, it's opposite side. I'm looking for the angle and it's opposite side. So side N has no part when I'm trying to find angle M. You guys chose terrible letters. All right, so what's going on here? There's an issue. What just happened? This is the ambiguous case. This is the ambiguous case. Side, angle. You have created the ambiguous case. Go back. How many triangles are there? Altogether, when we are done with this problem, how many triangles are there? 1. We started with, what did we start with? Side, angle, side. That's not ambiguous. There is 1 triangle. This is not ambiguous. You were given side, angle, side. Law of cosines, not ambiguous. 1 triangle possible. Agreed? Now you're here and you have created the ambiguous case based on the information that you're going to use. So you better be careful because this might result in true triangles. But there aren't 2 triangles, there's 1. You have to be careful when you use law of sines. I would straight out use law of cosines the whole way through. I would use law of cosines the whole way through. Ms. Babiak, I don't want to use law of cosines. This is so much easier. Okay, so let's set it up so you can figure out what's this ambiguous case that you keep talking about. So find angle M using law of sines and see what happens. You're not using 5.0. You're not using 5.0. You stored that number in your calculator. If it were me, I would store it in L. So it's side L. That's just me. Nearest 10th, please. What do you get? Nearest 10th, please. What do you get? How much? 26.9? Okay, so here's your issue. Get your degree symbols. Or it's the ambiguous case. You have to check for the other possible triangle. 26.9. Help me out. What's the total angle?
153.
153.8.
Yeah, 50. Oh, wait.
It's 153.1.
Yeah.
153.1.
Does that fit?
Oh, no, it can't.
No, it
It
won't
doesn't,
work.
it won't work because of 10. The degree n would be 2. Degree n would be too large for degree n.
Okay, hold on.
Like
So we're saying, okay, we knew this. 22. And the other possibility is 153.1. I know. Okay, where'd the 153.1 come from? Check that out. Yes? So just overall, does 153.1 fit in the potential second triangle? It does. So what would n be? 2 point something you said? What is it? 4.9? Two triangles were just created. It fits. You could go back to law of cosines. How do you know which one's right?
The first one's right because the 10 has to be with the biggest angle, and 4.9 is not the biggest angle.
Largest angle, longest side. Back to geometry. Largest angle, longest side. 22, 5.0. Oh, 130. This is okay. 22 and 5, those are opposites. 153.1, those are opposites, but largest angle, longest side. Smallest angle, shortest side. This doesn't work. 4.9 is across from the 10, and it shouldn't be. Yeah.
So if you do have to do one of these cases, then you would just do both triangles and see if they
Don't.
work.
Yes, but don't.
So generally,
Just
you
do law of
the one-
cosines.
Okay.
Just do law of cosines. Then you don't ever have to worry about, is there a second triangle? If there is a second triangle, which one works for the given problem? Law of cosines always works. So some people are like, I don't want to do that. It takes extra time. But so does this. So in my opinion, straight out law of cosines. All right, so again, can you do it this way? Yes, but you need to be careful. So let's just do straight law of cosines. Let's do straight law of cosines. You could plug into one of the 3 red ones. And there's a variation for finding the angle. You're finding an angle, correct? M or N, agreed? So I'd like to find an angle. I can do some manipulation and find the angle, yes? Create the formula that gives you the angles. Do the manipulation so that we can just say beta equals this. Alpha equals this. There's a manipulation. And again, you're using the 5.0. It's in your calculator. Bless you. Ooh, I see a lot of straight plugging in. I don't see people doing the manipulation and creating the other 3 formulas. Remember I said there's 6? We have 3. There's 3 more that involve the angle. Can I erase this? Can I erase this? So I see people working on the homework, I see people plugging into the calculator. I want the derivation of alpha, beta, and gamma. All right, give it to me. What's alpha equal? The derivation, the generic formula.
Negative A squared plus B squared plus C squared over 2BC. Inverse.
Inverse cosine.
Oh, I forgot that. Oops.
I just write it as b squared plus c squared minus a squared. Totally okay. You want to find an angle? I forgot the negative. I forgot the negative one here. So what's beta?
Cosine inverse
Inverse cosine. Yes. Keep going.
negative b squared
Keep going.
plus b squared plus c squared all over to bc or ac.
You don't need to memorize these. You can derive it. You can derive it. Manipulate the law of cosines. The initial formula, and then manipulate it. What's the last one? If you know one of them, you know all of them. Inverse cosine of
A squared plus b squared
no.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah. A squared plus b squared.
minus c squared
Yeah, you're right.
all over to
This has me messed up.
oops.
So what are we finding? M? Is that what we decided we were going to find?
Yeah.
Decided we were going to find M. Okay, so angle M is equal to the inverse cosine of L squared plus n squared minus m squared over 2.
And then you divide it.
A lot of you already did it. What'd you get for M? Yeah, Chris.
Why would it be negative 2BC and negative 2AC and negative 2AB?
Because when you add the two,
So
it'd
c
be cosine
squared.
and then you divide that, and then inverse
So I'm trying to solve for C. I'm going to subtract a squared, I'm going to subtract b squared. I'm going to divide by negative 2ab, which would equal the cosine of c.
Yeah, but you wrote 2BC up there instead of negative 2.
It's not negative 2bc, because now when I divide all this by
Oh.
negative 1,
Oh,
I get positive a squared, positive b squared, negative c squared over positive 2ab.
okay.
Yeah? We don't like to leave the negative in the denominator. It's icky math. Tell me what m is, please. Plug in. Lots of people had calculators in their hand. What's m?
26.
26.9? Which we should have known from before what I erased. Okay. Can you subtract from 180 to get n? Absolutely. Be cautious. I would do another law of cosines, because if your 26.9 is incorrect, then your n is going to be incorrect. So I would just do another law of cosines. Just to make sure. It's a good check. It's a good check. 131.1. Well, that might be off because I used all the rounding information. Is it really 131.1? Yeah, okay. Degrees, degrees, degrees. Every time you forget a degree symbol in your final answer, you're going to lose points. Look vaguely familiar? Just a lot of plugging in. It's a lot of plugging in. Yeah, Millicent.
I got 10.1 for angle F.
You got 27.1?
Yeah.
Did you use stored value of 5.0?
No.
That's fine. Book. Let's do a couple word problems. Book. 539, number 46. 539, number 46. Draw it. You need to draw the pictures. If all you have is in your homework are answers, nope.
Page 539, number 36.